Welcome, dear listeners. Relax now. Let the world outside your thoughts begin to soften. Feel your body grow a little heavier with every breath. Breathe in slowly. Feel the air move through you. Breathe out gently. Let tension slip away like grains of sand through your fingers. You are safe here. You are warm. Imagine yourself wrapped in the scent of sweet herbs, lavender, chamomile. Perhaps a whisper of frankincense on the air. A soft breeze carries the hush of night across a distant field. Leaves rustle gently. A fire crackles, low and steady. The flames flicker with golden reeds of a basket creak as they settle nearby. All is calm, all is calm, all is quiet, all is quiet, and you are ready to drift into the slow rhythm of another world. Our story today begins in a place of sun-baked bricks and tall reeds, in a land where rivers carve life through golden soil, where oxen pull plows through wet earth, and scribes dip reed pens into tiny pots of ink, where gods walk beside men in song. It is ancient. Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, where love, too, found its first whispered promises and stolen glances. Picture the city of yore as the sky blushes into twilight. The day's heat has passed, and the sandstone walls glow with a soft amber hue. Narrow alleys wind between mud brick houses. Some walls are painted white to reflect the sun. Others still wear the prints of fingers that shaped them long ago. Palm fronds stir in the breeze. The smell of lentils and roasted lamb drifts through open doorways. A market woman calls out her last offerings, dried dates garlic cloth, dyed the color of pomegranate skin. And in one such house, a girl named Enlilatu wraps a strand of lapis lazuli beads around her wrist. She breathes deeply and smooths her tunic. It is made of fine wool, spun and dyed by her own hands, a deep red, the color of baked clay. Tonight is special, not because of an arranged match, but because there is music in the square, and where there is music, there might be dancing. And where there is dancing, there might be a meeting of eyes, a shared smile, a touch of fingertips while passing a shared bowl of pomegranate seeds in ancient Mesopotamia. Love did not follow the same path as ours today. It was often decided by family, by status, by land and grain and reputation. But that never stopped the heart from fluttering in secret, from hoping, from finding ways to speak through glances and poems etched in wet clay. Whispers carried between neighbors' rooftops at night. And Leela too walks the alley with her cousin to shadows, drifting under the low stars. The sound of drums guides them, drums carved from hollowed wood. Stretched with goat hide, they beat like a heartbeat slow, steady, calling the people to the square. Awe, 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 alive. all, on, with, as, with, ki, dai, you, ka, you, da, pu, lai, de, didn't, wo, te, you, tu, lo, tu, to they gus, then, the, tu, no, to go, to the eye, the, we are they go, Children chase each other past oil lamps. Men sit on woven mats, sipping beer from clay cups with long reed straws. Musicians sing in Sumerian, their voices full of the river's rhythm and the warmth of barley wine near the well. A young man named Naram awaits. His robe is clean, his hair combed with oil. His eyes watch the crowd, not with arrogance, but with hope. He saw Enlil too, once at the temple lighting incense for Inanna, the goddess of love and war. He remembers the way her lips moved in silent prayer, the way she placed her offering with reverence, and since that day he's wondered what it might be like to speak to her, to ask for her name, to offer a simple gift, perhaps a carved pendant or a clay tablet etched with a poem. In Mesopotamia, romance had rules, but within the rituals, there was tenderness. A young man might ask a girl's father for permission, but first he might ask the gods. He might leave an offering at Inanna's shrine, a pomegranate, a comb, a piece of wool spun from his family's sheep. He would speak softly to the stone, ask for her guidance, her blessing, perhaps a dream, and sometimes, when the stars were kind and the winds gentle, a girl might return his glance, might pause longer at the well, might find herself near him again without forcing. Like water finding its path through stone tonight in Lilu, to seize Naram through the flickering oil light. And Naram sees her not across a feast table, not in the presence of elders, but here among the music. The laughter, the scent of honey cakes and roasted onions, he steps forward, not boldly, but with careful respect. He bows slightly, his voice low evening brings beauty with it. He says a phrase used often in poetry. And Enlil too smiles. She recognizes the line. It's from a love poem sung by the priestesses of Inanna. She replies softly, only if beauty listens. And just like that, something ancient yet new begins to form. A conversation shaped by poetry, by symbols shared over countless years, by offerings and shared bread, by gazes that hold stories no words can carry. They talk about their families, about the season's floods, about a dream Naram had of a bird carrying two blossoms across a river. And Enlil too listens, eyes like still water, heart open softened by the rhythm of drums and the gentle sway of the crowd nearby. An elder woman watches them. She remembers her own youth, when her beloved first gave her a ring of baked clay. When they met, by the barley fields and walked along the canals. Now she watches love take shape once more, quiet, steady, ancient as the rivers themselves. And as the fire burns low and the stars shimmer above the rooftops, two souls begin a journey, not rushed, not certain, but real, carved in the same clay as all those who came before sleep. Now let this ancient warmth surround you. Feel the distant hum of love that has always been and always will be. Breathe slowly. Let the air flow in like the river that shaped this land. Let it carry away the weight of today. Exhale gently and feel yourself drifting closer to stillness. Imagine the fire is still glowing nearby, the smell of burning in the air. The soft crickets begin their lullaby. A dog barks in the distance, low, lazy, tired, like the city itself. And above the stars begin to turn slowly, wheeling across the heavens like the symbols carved into the night sky tablets of old. The city sleeps, but in one small home, lit by an oil lamp set into a clay niche, in Lili to sit beside her mother. The quiet hum of spinning fills the space. Wool pulled and twisted thread gathering in gentle coils. They do not speak much, but when they do, it is slow, measured, like a prayer or a song. Her mother asks, "Did you see anyone interesting at the music square tonight?" And Inletu does not smile wide, only soft, only quiet. A smile that tucks itself into the corner of her mouth. Yes, a boy, respectful, curious, kind. And her mother nods. She knows that look. She once had it too, when she was young. When her own suitor first offered her a piece of obsidian carved with her name, before the barley harvest, before the long summers together in Mesopotamia, when hearts began to turn toward one another. Families noticed the father might ask, "Has someone spoken to you at the temple gate?" The mother might say, "He walks upright. He brings his family's bread to the poor during festival days." This was how intentions bloomed through actions, through offerings, through simple words repeated under the watchful eyes of the household gods. In Naram's house, his father carves a door hinge from cedar. His hands skilled from years at the temple workshops, he notices his son returning later than usual, his hair dusted with city wind, his steps light. He asks nothing, at first, just watches, lets the boy speak in time, and Naram does, at supper, after the bread is broken. After the lentil stew has been served in wide bowls, he says, "There is a girl." She lights incense at Inanna's altar with both hands. Not just out of habit, but reverence. She listens more than she talks. She hums to the rhythm of the reed flutes, and the father nods, takes a bite of barley cake, sips a little beer, then says, "Perhaps you should bring a gift. One small, thoughtful, not grand. Let her family know your interest has weight. Let them see your name as worthy of being remembered. In the days that follow, Naram works quietly with his sister. She is a skilled scribe, her hands steady, her knowledge deep. He asks her to help him write a short tablet, a poem for Enlilith to nothing boastful, only truth, only rhythm. Only the wish of being near her when the stars appear. And so together they press reed into clay, line by line, shaping thoughts into ancient form. The script curls like flowing water. Each sign a symbol older than any living memory. It reads, "My heart walked past many doors, but rested at yours. Like a bird returning, like water finding its basin. If the goddess Inanna smiles on us, let me stand beside you, in shadow and in song." The clay is baked in the household hearth, a fire once used to cook their meals. Naram wraps it in cloth and places it into a small reed basket alongside a strip of dyed linen, a handful of myrrh, and a tiny carved dove. He brings it to Enlilitu's door at dusk, does not wait for her to appear. Leaves it with the house servant, offers a respectful nod, and walks away with heart pounding like the festival drums. When Enlitu unwraps the gift, she runs her fingers over the marks in the clay. She reads the lines again and again, each time slower, each time deeper. She shows it to her mother, who murmurs a blessing then to her father, who nods once and says he has taken care. He knows how to ask. In that moment, a seed is planted, not a promise, but a possibility. And in Mesopotamia, possibilities carried great meaning. The following week, a festival for Inanna fills the streets with song. Offerings line the temple steps. Statues are adorned in gold-threaded veils. Incense spirals into the evening sky, and among the crowd, Enlilith walks slowly. Her wrist again adorned with lapis beads, but this time she carries a small bundle herself. Naram is there, too, standing at the temple's eastern gate, dressed in his cleanest robe, his eyes scanning the crowd. And when he sees her, something in him settles. Not a burst, not a rush, but a quiet unfolding like a lotus in the marshes. Petal by patient petal they meet beneath the tall columns, where carved lions look on in silence. Enlilith hands him the bundle. Inside, a woven strip of wool, dyed with indigo, embroidered with his name and hers in cuneiform, a sign of her answer. They do not speak much. There is no need. The noise of the city fades into softness. The chanting of priestesses becomes a lullaby, and their hearts, now gently turning toward one another, settle into rhythm. Love in Mesopotamia was not always arranged. Sometimes it was chosen slowly, with care, with reverence. And when it was, it became something lasting, sleep now. Let your breath be as gentle as a river's curve. Let your heart float like papyrus on the water. And know that even in the oldest cities, under the oldest skies, people longed to love, to be seen, to be known, just like you. The hearth is low now. Its glow is soft like amber in the hand, like the eyes of a cat curling beneath woven blankets. The city of your exhales, empty, its rooftops bathed in starlight. Somewhere a jar of honey rests, sealed for morning. A pot of lentils cools beside a wall, and beneath it all, love begins to stir like warm clay before it is shaped in the weeks that follow the festival. Naram and Enlilith begin the slow, sacred pattern of recognition. They do not rush, because in this place, love is built like the ziggurat. Layer by layer, word by word, gesture by gesture, they meet under pretense at first during grain offerings, during shared walks to the well among neighbors and cousins. But each glance holds more than it reveals, and each pause between words becomes a doorway, a space to imagine, to wonder. Their hands brush once by accident while passing a bowl of dates, and neither pulls away too quickly. The heat of it lingers like sun on wet earth at the temple market. Enlilith finds a stall selling carved bone pins, each one shaped like a different flower. She chooses one for herself, but buys to the other she places on a small ledge. Outside, Kara Naram's family gate, wrapped in cloth. No note, just a sign. Just a whisper of thought. His sister finds it, hands it to him with raised eyebrows and a quiet smile. And Naram holds it for a long while, runs his fingers along its grooves. It is small, but it is enough in ancient Mesopotamia, when a pair was seen as promising. The families would begin to speak carefully, quietly, over bread and olives. At the edge of prayer gatherings, a father might say, his son is strong. He works with his hands, he honors the gods. A mother might answer, her daughter is patient. She weaves in silence. She sings the lullaby of Nin, her sog, while grinding grain. And so it was that Enlilith's father met with Naram's in the shaded entry of a barley merchant's home. They spoke not of love, but of seasons, of harvests, of how many goats were born this year. And yet, within those words, a bridge began to form. They exchanged small gifts, not as barter, but as respect-dried apricots, a carved wooden spoon, and soon after, an agreement was made in Mesopotamia. A marriage was more than a bond between two hearts. It was a weaving of two households, a joining of fortunes, a fusion of hearths. The ceremony would be weeks away, but already the preparations began. Oil was pressed, cloth was dyed date, soaked in honey and wine. And Lilitu's mother gathered her women. They whispered of signs, of omens, of dreams. One aunt dreamed of 2 birds nesting in the same fig tree. Another saw twin stars rise above. The signs were good. The winds were calm. The omens spoke of balance. At night, and Lili too lay beneath a linen sheet, her hands folded over her heart. And she thought not of what would change, but of what might remain. The sound of Naram's laugh, the way he paused before choosing words, the way he watched the horizon like it held secrets in his own room. Naram practiced words he might say, not loud, not bold, just simple, true. He traced her name in the dirt, over and over, until the shape of it felt like part of his breath. Soon there would be songs sung in their name, guests gathered under garlands, bread, broken wine shared. The goddess Inanna would be called to bless their union. Her temple musicians would play flutes made of reed and bone, and the people would dance. Not wildly, but in rhythm, like river to bank, like moon to tide. They are still 2 souls close, and yet not yet one. Still wondering, still dreaming, still watching the stars drift across the sky like thoughts that have not yet landed. And as the fire fades in every home across the city, and as the last jug is sealed, the last prayer whispered, the last hand held before sleep, you too may rest. Let your breath fall into the rhythm of that ancient world. Let your heart drift across the river of time, where love first found its voice, soft, slow, sacred. Sleep comes easier in a land shaped by rivers where each breath echoes the rise and fall of Tigris and Euphrates. In this world of woven reed and painted clay, of moonlight on limestone, you drift alongside a story as old as ink, as steady as the stars. The wedding day arrives softly, not with trumpets, not with shouts, but with murmurs of preparation and early light touching the top of the ziggurat. Women rise early. The scent of sesame oil and crushed flowers fills the courtyards. Cloth is shaken out and stretched to dry. Jewels are laid on linen, tiny earrings of gold, necklaces of green stone, bracelets of copper polished until they glow like sunlight on water. In Lilitu's home, the hearth burns low and constant. A pot of milk simmers with honey and crushed dates. She sits in silence, her hair brushed in long, slow strokes, each motion a lullaby, each twist of the braid a verse in the long poem of her life. Her mother places a comb beside her, carved from ivory, old, passed down from generations. It once belonged to a bride whose name is now, it is hers. to carry forward in Naram's home. There is laughter. He washes in cool water drawn from the well before dawn. His uncle rubs his shoulders with oil, smelling of cedar and ash. His brothers sing a teasing song about love found in festivals. But beneath the song is pride. Beneath the laughter is reverence. He steps into a robe, dyed deep indigo at the waist, a simple cord tied by his father's own hand. Not for luck, but for grounding, for memory. As the sun begins to rise above the edges, begin to gather. Neighbors, cousins, old friends who remember when the couple were just children playing near the canal. Musicians arrive with stringed instruments and flutes. The sound of plucking fills the air light as bird song steady as breath. The wedding takes place not inside a temple, but beside the sacred tree at the edge of the city, where Inanna's presence is said to linger in the shade, where bees hum and the breeze speaks only in whispers. There a woven canopy is stretched between 4 carved poles decorated with date fronds and pomegranate blossoms. The priest stands beside a low table covered in cloth and marked with sacred signs. There's bread, there's wine, there's oil, symbols of sustenance, of life, of the sacred joining of 2 hearts, 2 homes, 2 futures. Enlil too walks slowly toward the altar, surrounded by the women of her family. They sing softly in a memory, a melody handed down mouth to mouth, never written, only felt, only known. Nam stands waiting, his eyes never leaving her. Not out of ownership, but reverence, wonder, as though seeing something sacred unfold in real time, a moment shaped by gods and held gently in the palm of fate. When they meet, the ceremony begins with washing. Their hands bathed in water infused with myrrh and fig leaves, the priest pours the water slowly, letting it fall like blessings down their skin, cleansing not just the body, but the past, the doubts, the weight of what came before. Then comes the vow, not spoken loudly, not shouted to the sky, but murmured like a prayer. I will keep your name as mine when the wind rises. I will carry your breath like fire through the winter. I will sleep beside your soul beneath the eye of the moon. And then a bowl of barley is passed between them. She feeds him, first a small handful, then he feeds her. This is the promise, that they will nourish one another not just with food, but with kindness, with time, with patience. The guests cheered gently, with clapping hands and songs sung in circles. Children toss flower petals made of dried reeds. Old women pressed charms into Enlilitu's hands, little tokens carved from shell and stone, for fertility, for peace, for joy that does not fade as the sun climbs higher. The couple walks side by side, to their new home, built near the canal walls, whitewashed with lime. A painted fish swimming across the doorway. Symbol of plenty. Their first meal as husband and wife awaits roasted lamb-stewed lentils, flatbread marked with symbols of love and luck, wine sweetened with dates, and music played gently from just outside, so that it feels more like wind, memory. Then performance. That night they sit together on the rooftop where the breeze is cool and the stars wheel slowly overhead. They say little, but they do not need to. Their silence is full. Their presence enough. Inletu reaches for his hand, and Naram clasps it without hesitation. Together, they look toward the river where water reflects moonlight, where reeds bend in rhythm, where another story. Perhaps one just like theirs waits to begin sleep now and dream of that rooftop of firelight on stone, of two souls breathing in rhythm under stars that do not forget. Let your heart be quiet. Let your breath be easy. This is the end of a chapter, but not the end of love, for in ancient Mesopotamia, love does not end. It continues. Like water, like wind, like dreams, carried on the hush of sleep. The moon hangs low above the rooftops of yore, casting quiet silver along the walls of sleeping homes. Its light pools gently in alleyways, touching the sandals left beside doorways and glinting off bronze basins, still full of water inside their new home. Nalita too lie close, but not speaking. Not yet. They listen to the stillness, to the sounds that say, "This is the world, and we are in it." Their fingers remain intertwined. The silence between them is not empty. It is full of memory, of promise, of wonder still unfolding. The oil lamp burns low beside their bedding, a single flame, soft, steady. Its scent of sesame and wick fills the room. A protective glow, like a heartbeat, made of light. Tomorrow there will be chores. There will be weaving. There will be the temple, the goats, the market, the neighbors asking gentle questions with knowing smiles. But tonight there is only the hum of belonging, the warmth of shared breath, and the still presence of two souls now held in the same vessel. In the dream world, the gods speak more clearly. So, Enli, two dreams, she walks through a garden of lapis and carnelian, a garden where dates fall into bowls on their own, where birds speak her name, where Nahum waits not in robes, but in stars, and he asks nothing, only listens, only breathes in time with her. In Nahum's sleep, he sees the marshlands, a boat drifting through reeds, and Lili too, at the front, reaching her hand into the water, pulling up a lily still blooming, still whole. And these dreams, though not spoken aloud in the morning, rest gently on their faces, softening their smiles, widening their eyes. The seasons begin to change. The rains fall more often, the river rises, and in the damp smell of new earth, their life begins to take form. And Lilitu tends the household shrine with fresh flowers each morning. She lights incense made from crushed resin. She places offerings of grain, not because she must, but because it steadies her, because her mother did, and her grandmother before her. Naram works at the carpenter's lot, helping shape beams for temple halls, repairing doors, smoothing benches. His hands grow calloused, but not rough. They are strong, but gentle. When he returns home, he brings small things for her. Not grand, not costly, a carved spoon, a shell with a perfect spiral, a woven braid of rushes tied in a circle. These are the gifts love brings after ceremony, the kind that mean, I saw this and thought of you, not because it was useful, but because it was beautiful. Their house fills with small sounds, the crunch of lentils in a pot, the soft rhythm of a grinding stone, the tapping of a reed stylus, as in Lilitu learns to write in her spare moments with guidance from Naram's sister. She practices her name, then his, then his, then the word for sky, then the word for heart, and finally the word for forever, which in Sumerian is written like a river winding between stars. At dusk, they sit together on the same rooftop where months before they had spoken no words. Now they share stories of childhood, of dreams, of silly things said by children in the street. They laugh quietly because the world still listens, and their joy feels like something sacred, not to be shouted, but to be held close. When the moon rises again, full round, soft, like a bowl turned upward, they sit in silence again, but now it is a silence shaped by knowing, by comfort, by the long breath of belonging. From this home, their love ripples outward to family, to neighbors. To the children, they will one day teach how to listen to the wind, how to read the stars, how to speak with care and love with patience. In ancient Mesopotamia, love did not end at marriage. It was the start of something slow, something enduring. Like a seed planted beside the river, watered each day, not with grand gestures, but with touch, with trust. And as you rest now in this story carried by moonlight, let your own breath rise and fall like those ancient tides. Let your thoughts float on the calm of this world where hearts beat slow, where homes are built of earth and care, where love does not need to shout to be known. Breathe in, let your shoulders soften, let your hands relax. Feel your body held in quiet. Breathe out, feel the hush around you grow deeper. Let your dreams open like a tablet etched with meaning. waiting for your story to be written gently across it. Sleep is near, and the river still flows. In the morning light of the next season, your awakens to a softer sky. The heat of summer has faded, and the cool breeze that drifts across the reed-lined canals carries with it the scent of figs. Ripening in the trees, children run barefoot through the alleyways, their laughter echoing against the sun-baked walls. And in one small home near the rivers, Ben life continues. Its quiet, unfolding Narum wakes early. Before the first bird calls, before the temple bells stir, he lights the fire with a steady hand, a skill now etched into his muscle. He grinds barley, pours water, watches the steam rise in slow spirals, and when Enlil too enters the room, her hair still tangled from sleep, he smiles, says nothing, but hands her the first cup. They do not always speak. In the mornings, some silences are sweeter than speech, like the hush before a rainfall, or the stillness before a kiss. Outside the city moves in its ancient rhythm. Vendors open stalls of clay pots and fresh onions. Goats bleat from shaded pens. Priests walk slowly to the temple gates, tracing protective symbols in the air. But in this little home, the morning stretches, gentle, slow, full of space. Enlil too takes her spindle and settles near the doorway. She spins soft threads from flax, her fingers moving with practiced ease, the fiber stretching between her thumb and forefinger. A dance of patience, of presence. She hums a tune beneath her breath, one her mother taught her. A song about rivers and waiting and joy that returns like the moon as the sun rises higher. Naram prepares to leave for the workyard. He gathers his tools, wraps his bread in cloth, pauses by the threshold. He does not kiss her. That is not their custom, but he does touch her shoulder just once, a brief wait of fingers. A quiet promise when he is gone. Enlil too stands, brushes off the dust, and moves to the altar. There she places a fig, a few drops of oil, and a whispered word for safety, for guidance, for steadiness. The altar is small, made of clay, painted with blue stripes, but it holds power. Because it holds intention, later she visits her sister, carrying a jar of honey. They sit together in the courtyard, grinding herbs for salves, talking of dreams and signs and the strange behavior of one particular goat. The women of yore are not silent. Though their voices are soft, they speak in circles, in threads woven through conversation. They speak of strength, of softness, of the pulse of the world beneath their feet. That evening, when Naram returns, his clothes dusted with saw, his arms tired, his eyes meal of lentils, flat bread, and roasted chickpeas. No feast, but every bite is full. They eat in companionable quiet, interrupted only by the occasional joke or story. or the way Naram gestures wildly with his hands, spilling a few lentils that Enlito gathers with mock severity, and later, as the sky deepens from amber to indigo, they return to the rooftop. This is their sanctuary, their temple made of sky above them. The stars begin to hum their slow music. The constellations steady, familiar, marking the passage of time like beads on a cord. They speak of nothing urgent. They ask no heavy questions. They simply sit, legs tucked beneath them, shoulders close in Lili, 2 points. The constellation they call the scribe tells a story her mother once told her, of a man who wrote love poems for the gods, and Naram listens, not because he must, but because her voice, low and even, is more calming than any breeze. In Mesopotamia, love was not always sung aloud. It was whispered, written in clay, pressed into gesture, felt in a way to people built a life. One bowl, one blanket, one glance at a time. And this is what they now understand, that love does not need celebration every day. It needs care and kindness and the patience to listen when words do not come easily. Sleep comes early tonight, not from exhaustion, but from fullness. The body, the heart, the spirit, all cradled in the soft hush of belonging. Let your breath follow theirs. Even steady, let your thoughts drift with the scent of cedar and earth. Let the stars above the ancient rooftops carry you gently into dreams. The world is quiet, the night is wide, and the river still flows. As days fold into weeks, the rhythms of life in your become a soft murmur beneath the sun's warm gaze. Markets bustle, but within the narrow lanes near the river, a quieter story unfolds, one of gentle hands and careful hearts. And Lila too rises before dawn, her silhouette framed by the soft glow of oil lamps. She moves through the household with the grace of flowing water, preparing meals, tending the loom, and nurturing the small herb garden planted beside their door. The herbs, thyme, coriander, and dill release their fragrances as she brushes past each leaf, a promise of health. Each root, a symbol of grounded strength. She knows the value of small things, of patience, of waiting for the earth to yield its gifts in time. Naram returns from his work among the carpenters. His skin bronzed by sun and dust, he carries a piece of freshly carved wood, smooth, warm to the touch. Shaped into a small bowl, he presents it to Enlilitu with a shy smile, his eyes reflecting the fading light. This bowl will hold their shared meals, their offerings, their stories together. They sit beside the canal in the cool of the evening, watching the water ripple and catch the dying light. The laughter of children playing nearby mingles with the distant hum of temple bells. their hands find each other again. Fingers weaving quietly, a silent language of connection and trust. In the hush between words, they share their dreams of harvests plentiful and peace enduring. Naram speaks softly of a future where their children might learn the songs of the land and the stories of the stars. And Leela too imagines gardens blooming by their door, filled with figs and pomegranates, and days rich with simple joy. The night deepens, stars wheel slowly overhead. The constellations tell tales older than time itself, their light steady and patient like the love that grows in quiet moments, unspoken but deeply felt as you rest now. Let your breath match this gentle pace. Let your body settle into stillness, supported by the soft glow of memory and hope. Let the ancient river of time calm, unhurried. Sleep now, wrapped in the warmth of a world where love is a quiet flame, a flame that flickers gently, steady and sure, lighting the path to dreams. The seasons shift once more over a breeze carries the scent of wet earth and blossoming reeds and lily to wakes with the dawn. Feeling the coolness that follows the rains, she steps outside, bare feet touching the softened ground. The world feels alive beneath her toes. The promise of growth whispered in every rustling leaf in the market. The colors are brighter than ever. Brightly dyed cloths ripple like waves. Fresh fish gleam on ice-covered stalls. Pots clink softly as merchants arrange their wares with practiced hands, and Lily too walks slowly through the crowds. Her senses alive with the textures and smells of her city at home. Naram waits by the door, his smile gentle. Welcoming, they share bread sweetened with dates, sitting beneath the shade of the fig tree. Their hands brush as they reach for the same bowl, a small moment charged with quiet affection later. As the sun sets, the sounds of the city soften into a lullaby. The crackling hearth calls them close. They sit together, sharing stories told in hushed tones, stories of gods and heroes, of love lost and found, of stars that guide the lost home. The night sky blooms with constellations, their shapes shifting slowly, timeless and familiar, and Lilu too traces the pattern of the lover's embrace with her finger, a story of two souls who met beneath the same sky. They now rest beneath Naram, listens, his eyes soft. He knows this story well, for it is theirs now, woven into the fabric of their days. In the quiet, their breaths synchronize, slow and deep, like the river that nourishes the land, steady and enduring. As sleep calls you now, feel yourself drifting on that river. Let your mind float on gentle currents. Let the sounds of ancient love stories wrap around. You like a soft blanket, breathe in, calm, breathe out, peace, and know that you are held in the quiet heart of a timeless world. The days grow longer. As summer approaches, the sun's warmth lingers late into the evening in the courtyard. In Lily weaves threads of gold and blue, each strand telling a story. Each knot a memory, her fingers move with care and grace, creating patterns passed down through generations, patterns that speak of hope, of protection, of love. Eternal Naram watches from the doorway, his heart full as he sees her create beauty with such quiet strength. He approaches slowly, carrying a small woven basket filled with fresh figs and dates. The fruit glisten in the afternoon light. Soft and inviting, he offers them to her with a smile, a simple gesture filled with meaning together. They sit beneath the canopy of stars that begin to emerge. The world softens around them, the sounds of the city fading into a gentle hum, their voices low and tender as they share hopes for the future, dreams of children running through gardens, of laughter echoing off the walls, dreams of days filled with light and nights wrapped in warmth. The river flows steadily nearby, its gentle current a constant companion, whispering secrets of the past, promises of what is yet to come in Lilu and Naram. Listen in silence, their hearts beating in time with the timeless rhythm of the water. As the night deepens, they rest side by side, their breaths slow and even their souls intertwined beneath the vast starry sky. Let yourself sink deeper now into the soft embrace of night. Let the ancient stories lull you toward peaceful dreams. Let your mind drift gently on the current of love and time. Breathe in, calm, breathe out, rest, and know that you are safe, held in the quiet comfort of this timeless tale. The mornings come soft and golden now. The city stirs with gentle life, and Lily steps into the sunlight, feeling the warmth seep into her skin. She moves toward the garden where figs hang heavy on the branches. The scent of ripe fruit fills the air, sweet and rich, like a whispered promise. Naram joins her, carrying a clay jar filled with fresh water from the river. They share a quiet smile. Together, they tend to the small plant herbs and flowers that bring life and fragrance to their home. Each leaf touched with care, each flower a gift as the day unfolds. The sounds of the city weave around them, soft conversations, the distant call of a merchant, the rustling of fabric in the breeze. But here, in their garden, time slows, the world narrows to the simple acts of care and connection. When evening falls, the hearth is lit again, its warm glow casting dancing shadows on the walls. They sit close, sharing stories passed down through generations, tales of gods who walked the earth, of heroes who loved deeply, of stars that watched over the night, the constellations above shimmer softly. The lover's embrace shines brightest of all. Its light, a gentle reminder of the bond that holds two souls together even when words are few, even when days are busy as you listen now. Let your breath match this gentle rhythm. Feel the warmth of the hearth, the coolness of the night air. Let the quiet strength of love settle within you, a steady flame, calm and sure. Sink deeper into rest, float like leaves on a slow-moving river. Let the peace of ancient stories carry you toward sleep. Breathe in calm, breathe out ease, and know you are cradled in the gentle hands of time and love. The days grow warm and gentle. The gardens near their home flourish with life in Lilo too. Tends the figs and pomegranates, her hands moving with practiced ease. She pauses to breathe in the scent of earth, and blossoms the world around her, hums softly with a promise of growth. Naram returns from the workshop, his hands marked with a grain of wood and dust. He brings with him small treasures, carved amulet, a woven bracelet, each one a token of his quiet affection. They exchange smiles, simple and full of meaning. No words are needed to speak the depth of their bond together. They prepare a meal beneath the shade of the fig tree. The soft crackle of the hearth blends with the distant murmur of the city. Their voices low and tender as they share stories and dreams. The constellations above begin their slow dance across the night sky. In this ancient land, love grows slowly, rooted in patience. Nurtured by care, it is felt in the touch of a hand, the sharing of food, the quiet presence beside another. As you rest now, let your breath follow this gentle rhythm. Let your body sink deeper into calm. Let your mind drift on the soft currents of time and love sleep now, wrapped in the warmth of a timeless embrace, held gently by the stories whispered under the stars. The sun rises softly over your golden light, spills across the rooftops and through the narrow street. And Lila too wakes with the warmth on her face. She moves slowly, savoring the calm of morning. The scent of fresh bread baking nearby drifts through the air. Nirom is already at work, his hands shaping wood. With careful precision, he carves a small box, smooth and simple. Inside, he places a sprig of thyme and a few dried dates, a gift for. In Lilita, their eyes meet across the courtyard, a quiet exchange filled with love and understanding as the day unfolds. The city hums with life. Vendors call softly, children play in the streets. And the river glistens in the sun, but within their home, time moves gently. Moments are shared in small gestures, a smile, a whispered word. Evening comes wrapped in soft hues of pink and purple. They gather near the hearth once more. The fire crackles softly, casting dancing shadows. They speak of dreams and hopes, of days past and those yet to come. The stars begin to appear, shining steadily above among the constellations. The lovers' embrace glows bright, a reminder of connection, patience, and enduring love. And Leotu and Naram sit quietly, their hands intertwined, feeling the steady pulse of the night around them. As you listen now, let your breath slow even more. Let your body relax fully. Let the peace of ancient love stories settle deeply within you. Feel yourself carried gently toward restful sleep. Breathe in calm, breathe out ease, and know you are held in the timeless embrace of quiet love and soft night. The city of your breathes quietly beneath the evening sky. The warm glow of oil lamps flickers through open windows. And Lilitu and Naram sit close together on the rooftop terrace. The cool night air carries the scent of jasmine and fresh earth around them. The stars twinkle softly, each one a silent witness to their lives. They share a simple meal of lentils and flatbread, their voices low and tender as they exchange stories from their childhoods, tales of festivals filled with music and dance, of markets alive with color and sound, of quiet moments like this filled with peace and belonging. Naram reaches out, brushing a stray lock of hair from Lilitu's face. She smiles softly, her eyes reflecting the starlight. No words are needed to speak the depth of their connection. In the silence, they find comfort. In the stillness, they find love. The night deepens. The constellations move slowly across the sky, guiding travelers, inspiring poets, reminding all who look up of the vastness of the world and the small, precious moments within it. As you rest now, let your breath match this gentle rhythm. Let your body sink into softness. Let your mind drift on the quiet currents of the night sleep now, wrapped in the gentle embrace of ancient stories, held softly by the steady pulse of time and love. The dawn breaks gently over the city of your soft light, spills over clay walls and winding streets. In Lilitu rises quietly, her movements slow and deliberate. She steps outside to greet the morning air. The scent of fresh figs and blooming jasmine fills the courtyard. Naram joins her shortly after, carrying a small basket woven from palm leaves. Together, they walk to the market, where the vendors are just beginning to set up their stalls. The sounds of soft voices and gentle laughter drift through the air. Bright cloths flutter in the breeze, and fresh fruit gleam in the early light. They pause to choose ripe dates and sweet pomegranates, each piece chosen with care. A small act of shared joy. Their fingers brush briefly, sending a quiet warmth through them both back home. They prepare a simple meal beneath the shade of a fig tree. The soft crackle of the hearth blends with a distant hum of the city. They eat slowly, savoring each bite and the calm presence of one another. As the sun begins to set, the sky blushes with shades of pink and gold. They retreat to the rooftop to watch the stars emerge one by one. The constellations begin their timeless dance across the sky among them. The pattern known as the lover's embrace shines softly, a symbol of enduring connection. They sit together in companionable silence, their breaths steady and deep, their hearts quietly intertwined. Let your breath follow their rhythm. Now, let your body relax deeply into the soft embrace of night. Let the ancient stories wrap around you like a warm, gentle shawl. Sleep now, cradled in the timeless flow of love and peace, held gently by the quiet whispers of the stars. The city of your rests beneath a velvet night sky. Lanterns flicker softly in windows, casting warm pools of light in Lila, Tu, and Narum. Walk quietly through the garden. The scent of herbs and blossoms surrounds them, calming and sweet. They pause beneath a date palm fronds, whispering softly in the breeze. Narum reaches out to take in Lilatu's hand. Their fingers intertwine naturally, a silent promise of connection and care. They speak little, for words are not always needed. The quiet presence of one another is enough to fill the space between above them. The stars shine with steady light. The constellation of the lover's embrace glows softly, a reminder that even in the vastness of the night, they are not alone. Their bond is strong, rooted in patience and shared dreams. They sit together on a low stone bench, the cool night air brushing gently over their skin, their breaths slow and steady, matching the timeless rhythm of the earth beneath them. As you listen now, let your breath slow and deepen. Let your body sink comfortably into the softness around you. Let the gentle stories of ancient love and quiet nights carry you toward restful sleep. Breathe in calm, breathe out peace, and know you are held in the tender embrace of time and love. The morning sun rises softly over your golden light, spills across rooftops and walls made of sun-baked clay, and Lilitu awakens to the scent of fresh bread and blooming herbs. She rises quietly, savoring the peaceful stillness before the city stirs. Narum is already at work. Shaping wood, with patient hands, he carves a small box, smooth and warm to the touch. Inside, he places a sprig of thyme and a few dried dates, a simple gift. Full of meaning, their eyes meet across the courtyard, sharing a moment filled with quiet affection throughout the day. The city hums softly, with life vendors call out gently from their stalls. Children laugh and play near the riverbanks. The river glistens, steady and calm, reflecting the endless sky above. As evening falls, they gather near the hearth. The fire crackles softly, casting flickering shadows on the walls. They share stories passed down through generations, tales of gods and heroes, of love found and kept. The stars above begin their slow, timeless dance among the constellations. The lover's embrace shines bright, a symbol of connection, patience, and enduring love. And Leo too and Naram sit close, their hands intertwined, feeling the steady pulse of the night around them as you listen now. Let your breath slow even more. Let your body relax fully. Let the peace of ancient love stories settle deeply within you. Feel yourself carried gently toward restful sleep. Breathe out ease and know you are held in the timeless embrace of quiet love and soft night. The city of your sleeps softly beneath the starlit sky. Lanterns flicker in quiet homes, casting golden pools of light. And Lilu too and Naram walk slowly through their garden. Hand in hand, the scent of blooming jasmine and fresh earth fills the air. The gentle rustle of leaves creates a soothing melody. They pause beneath the date palms, their fronds whispering secrets in the night breeze. Naram squeezes in Lilitu's hand gently. No words are needed to express the depth of their bond. The quiet presence of each other fills their hearts with peace above. The stars shimmer steadily, known as the lovers' embrace, shines brightly. A symbol of enduring love and quiet connection across time. Their breaths match the steady rhythm of the night, slow and even. They sit together on a stone bench, the cool earth beneath them, grounding and calm, their hands intertwined, their hearts beating in unison. The world feels vast and gentle all at once, a place where love grows quietly, patiently, like the soft blooming of flowers. As you listen now, let your breath deepen and slow. Let your body melt into softness. Let the timeless stories of love and peace carry you gently toward sleep. Breathe in calm. Breathe out rest. And know you are held in the warm embrace of time and tender love. The morning dawns softly over the ancient city. Of your golden light spills over the rooftops and cobblestone streets, and Li Tu rises quietly. savoring the stillness before the city awakens. The scent of fresh figs and blooming herbs fills the air around her. Naram is already at work in his workshop. Shaping wood with patient hands, he carves a small, smooth box, placing inside it a sprig of thyme and a few dried dates, a simple gift. Full of meaning and love, their eyes meet across the courtyard, sharing a quiet moment of connection throughout the day. The city hums gently with life. Vendors call softly from their stalls. Children laugh near the riverbanks, and the Euphrates flows steadily, reflecting the endless sky above. Enlil too and Naram move through their day, sharing small gestures of care and tenderness as evening falls. They gather near the hearth once more. The fire crackles softly, casting dancing shadows on the clay walls. They share stories passed down through generations, the status of gods and heroes, of love found and kept above them. The stars begin their slow, timeless dance across the night sky. Among the constellations, the lovers' embrace shines brightly, a symbol of enduring love and patient connection. Enlitu and Naram sit close, their hands intertwined, feeling the steady pulse of the night around them. The quiet rhythm of their breaths matches the gentle flow of the river nearby. As you listen now, let your breath slow even more. Let your body relax fully into the soft embrace of night. Let the peace of ancient love stories settle deeply within you. Feel yourself carried gently toward restful sleep. Breathe in calm, breathe out ease, and know you are held in the timeless embrace of quiet love and soft night. The city of your rests quietly beneath the vast sky. Lanterns flicker softly in windows, casting warm pools of golden light. And Lilitu and Naram stroll through their garden, hands entwined. The scent of blooming jasmine and fresh earth surrounds them, calming and sweet. The gentle rustle of palm fronds creates a soothing melody in the night air. They pause beneath the date palms, their leaves whispering secrets in the gentle breeze. Naram squeezes in Lilitu's hand softly. No words are needed to express the depth of their bond. The quiet presence of one another fills their hearts with peace above them. The stars shimmer steadily. The constellation known as the lovers' embrace shines brightly, a symbol of enduring love and quiet connection across time. Their breaths fall into sync with the steady rhythm of the night. Slow and even, they sit together on a stone bench, the cool earth beneath grounding and calm, their hands intertwined, their hearts beating in unison. The world feels vast and gentle all at once, a place where love grows quietly, patiently, like the soft blooming of flowers. As you listen now, let your breath deepen and slow. Let your body melt into softness. Let the timeless stories of love and peace carry you gently toward sleep. Breathe in calm, breathe out rest, and know you are held in the warm embrace of time and tender love. The city of your sleeps beneath a sky filled with shimmering stars. Lanterns glow softly in the windows of clay homes, and Lilu and Naram walk slowly through their garden. Hand in hand, the scent of jasmine and fresh earth drifts gently on the warm night air. The rustle of palm leaves whispers a soothing lullaby. They pause beneath the towering date palms, their fronds swaying gently in the breeze. Naram gently squeezes in Lili-Tu's hand. Their connection, unspoken but deeply felt, the stars above twinkle steadily. The constellation called the lovers' embrace, glowing bright as a symbol of their enduring love. They sit quietly on a low stone bench, the cool earth grounding them, their breaths slow and even, hearts beating softly together. The vastness of the night wraps around them, a gentle reminder of the quiet strength found in love and patience as you listen now. Let your breath deepen and slow. Let your body melt into softness and ease. Let the timeless stories of love and peace carry you gently into restful sleep. Breathe in calm, breathe out rest, and know you are held in the warm and tender embrace of time and love. Good night, dear.